Broadcasting live from the Rock and Roll RV, making this the only show you can hear and smell.
You smell something?
The Geoff and Whisp Show, mornings on 108.9 The Hawk. Okay, 7 o'clock hour. Good morning, Val Verde! What movie is that from?
How we doing, Val Verde, today?
I asked you a question, though. What movie is that from?
Good
morning, Val Verde!
Oh, that's from, of course, the sequel to Good Morning Vietnam. Good Morning, Val Verde.
Good morning, Val Verde. Yes, yes. Robin Williams was better in that one, I think.
Oh, my God.
His character
earned the Oscar in that one.
Really earned it in that one. A lot of those other ones that he got, I was just like,
we're going to put that in the category.
Could you put that in the category, Scotty, our producer behind the glass right there?
I tell you what he should have won an Oscar for, and I'm going to say it. Not only Good Morning Val Verde.
2, 1. Patch Adams.
Club Paradise. Should have won it.
100%. Now, Club
Just
Paradise
a movie
was
we
a
all
prequel to Patch Adams.
Oh, my God. Fantastic.
I don't know if
you know, because he learned about laughter in Club Paradise from everyone from SCTV.
Yes, he did.
And Jimmy Cliff. Because Jimmy Cliff, most people don't and one of the funniest reggae artists that ever existed.
The funniest.
And then he's like, you know what? I'm going to become a doctor and I'm going to solve a disease.
Yep.
And that's what the log line for Awakenings was.
Time to solve
I'm going to become a doctor and solve a disease.
I go see Dr. Jimmy here in Val Verde. Of course, Wake Up Val Verde. It is 7:02 on 108.9 The Hawk. You're listening to the Geoff and Whisp Show. Now, all that bullshit aside, go to Dr. Jimmy.
Put it aside.
And he's just, he's poking, he's prodding, he's fingering.
That's in the waiting room, by the way.
Tickling. That's just in the waiting room. He's like, I gotta prep you for examination room 3.
No nurses.
No nurses.
No receptionists.
No reception.
And a lot of examination rooms, and he's handling them all, Dr. Jimmy.
And that's the Dr. Jimmy promise. Of course, Dr. Jimmy sponsoring this hour of the Geoff and Whisp Show. But every time I'm down there, he's just like, oh, God, Whisp. I'm trying to solve all these diseases. He's taking a very Sherlock Holmes approach. He's got the double-billed hat.
Yeah.
He's in there. He's hired some guy named Watson, who just goes by Watson. That's it.
Just Watson. He doesn't say a goddamn word.
Nothing. He doesn't say a goddamn word. You're like, isn't that right, Watson? And he doesn't even notice you. Straight ahead.
Yeah.
God.
And he goes back and forth. Every other appointment, he's got the Sherlock, the double bill, and then sometimes he looks just like Engelbert Humperdinck, who, of course, is the star
of the
BBC Sherlock, Engelbert Humperdinck.
Engelbert Humperdinck,
right?
No, it's Benedict Cumberbatch, my good best friend in the entire world.
Oh, Benedict Humperdinck.
Yes, yeah. And Engelbert Humperdinck was Channel 8 Sherlock.
He was one. That's what I forget
that
because
was a
in my
show.
mind, that's my Sherlock.
That's
right?
There you go. There you go. Of course, we're talking about Channel 8, sponsors of the Whisp and Geoff Show. We have oh, Jesus, did you hear that? I said Whisp and Geoff Show. Oh, I apologize.
Whoa.
My name came first.
Maybe do put the delay on this one.
Oh, do. No, it's the Geoff and Whisp Show. Those horny royals are hornier than ever, and you can only see that on Channel 8. Did you watch it last night? I'm still hard as a rock. Scotty, can I say that?
I can't stop washing my pants. Can I say that?
Can I say that?
Can I say that?
Oh, but you'll be washing your pants every week. Channel 8, those horny royals. Oh my God, it is. It's wonderful. It is absolutely wonderful. But
it's getting hornier.
Some people say it's getting a little bit hornier. Is it getting hornier?
TV Guide says it's getting hornier.
He's holding up a TV guide that has Colonel Beddington on the front, and he's just like,
there he is.
And he's doing the horny face, and they don't even have to say it, but it just says hornier. Channel 8 sponsors of the Geoff and Whisp Show. Big news going on, everybody here. Of course, I gotta say it, we're now the number 2 morning show, apparently, in the greater Val Verde Valley, right under Hits 103 Morning Crew, also owned by our parent company, Poseidon Radio. Number 3, it's Doc in the Morning on God's Rough Justice Country.
Doc in the Morning's good. I'll say that.
In the Morning
I will say that. It is a good show.
Real good. And
I mean, we make you laugh.
Yep.
And they make you think.
Oh, I love to think.
There's one thing I like at 7 in the morning.
I love
Drive
7
time radio.
in the morning thinking.
Just think my goddamn brain out.
Oh, you just blow this brain out with a bunch of fucking thinking, right?
Just blow it right out my ear, and then I'll take that, put it back in, and say, Doc, keep on giving me some wisdom.
Now, also, you're a big nerd, and so have you been down to Val Verde Comic Con? Going down at the Val Verde, is it at the convention center? Is it happening, Scotty? Is it at the convention center? Tell me,
that's
Jeff,
the unclear part. I actually haven't gone yet. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The lineup hasn't looked fantastic. I'm not even sure if it's at the Expo Center, the Convention Center, or if it's at that bar, the Expo Convention, which is a fantastic little bar. If you haven't gone there,
that's a great
Expo
bar.
Convention, right in the middle of the Expo Center and the Convention Center. You'll get hammered.
Oh, you'll get hammered. Really good hot dogs too.
Really good hot dogs.
You think that most bars do the best goddamn hot dogs you've ever had?
My God.
You want a good
and you don't even
meal.
have to buy a beer to get a free hot dog in the Expo Convention bar.
You don't even have to buy a beer. But since we are the number one, no, I'm jumping ahead.
You're jumping ahead.
Number two morning show. Apparently, Boss Ron has asked Scotty, our producer behind the glass over here, who's just shaking his head no, but I know he asked you because I saw the email. He's asked Scotty to spice up the show a little bit with some new elements. So we're going to be hearing some new elements as we go through the show. Like this, apparently. A guest is entering the studio. A guest is, whoa, hold up.
Wow.
Scotty, stop that. Stop that for a second for me. Can we hear that sound again?
Do we have a guest entering the studio? Is that even something?
Apparently we do. We don't even get told these things anymore, but I want to hear this. It's like, hit it again. A guest is entering the studio. What is that sound in the background? Is that like a gavel? Were you watching LA Law repeats on Channel 8, Scotty?
Oh my God, I've been watching so much LA Law. I mean, the bad guy from the movie Darkman is so great in LA Law.
Oh, he's
and
the
I
best.
just appreciate him so much.
It's the same character, too. It is
most people don't realize.
Character. That Darkman
bad
lives
guy from
in the
Darkman
LA Law universe.
is the clerk in the LA Law cinematic universe.
Now you know. Now you know the Geoff and Whisp Show.
But Scotty, I still don't know what that goddamn noise is behind it. Can you play that one more time, Wisp?
A guest is entering the studio. I'm about to make my declaration, and I'm going to sentence you to life, Geoff.
I got to say, though, too, this is also one of those situations you hear a word enough times. I know it says a guest is coming, but it starts to sound like aghast. Is entering the studio, and I don't even know. Is it a gas or a gas?
Well, let's find out. Apparently, the door's opening, and oh my God, James!
Hello.
I know you. How are you? Welcome to the Geoff and Whisp Show.
Thank you for having me. This is great. The floor is so sticky. Why is it was like really sticky walking in. You know that sound when you step. What is? You guys spilling sodas or?
No, I mean, we're not spilling sodas. Of course, you've got me, Wisp Turlington. You've got Jeff the Angry Man Garlock. You got Jason Gore in the corner. He's going to do entertainment news. And then you've got Keg Stand, our dirtbag side.
Don't forget about me, Keg Stand.
No one ever forgets.
Yeah, we don't forget about you, Keg Stand.
He brought a keg in.
That guy.
He brought a keg in this morning. He tapped it at 5.
Yeah.
Sprayed all over the rock and roll RV, as you can see. And
the goddamn guy, his name is Keg Stand. You think he'd know how to tap a goddamn keg, but every time he's like a baby sucking on a bottle, and that liquid's going everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah, and all this audio equipment around. I mean, come on.
You know,
what was the guy's name? What was it? Keg Stand?
Don't blame me. I did it. Keg Stand. All right, we're blaming you though.
Keg Stand usually says a bunch of rude and crude and lewd things, but he's kind of being silent with this whole beer debacle this morning. But James, you got to be. You're here. Now, do I say it James 3 or James the 3rd?
It's James the 3rd. You can say. Some people say James 3. Some people say James 3rd.
Scotty, I
all
told
of that
you.
is fine. But it's James. It's James the 3rd. You know.
James the 3rd.
I mean, this is pretty nice. I'm glad it's James the 3rd because we're both owed $20 now from Scotty.
We
Scotty
are both.
Scotty,
Scotty,
we've been betting. We always bet on the guests because we never know how to say their names.
Never. And now we'll hear that sounder. We'll hear the sounder and we'll just see the door open. And it's like that one Julian Lennon video. Everybody remembers that one Julian Lennon video. So hard to say goodbye. It's a song he wrote.
It's the one with the guy from Darkman in it. I think you'd probably remember. Or should I say L.A. Law?
L.A. Law.
Sure.
Yep. And the guy from Darkman is just dancing in the door, pretending to be John Lennon. Of course, I am referencing everything everybody knows on 108.9 The Hawk. But James III, you got to be here for Val Verde Comic-Con, right?
I actually didn't know that Val Verde Comic-Con was happening. VVCC? I didn't know that was going on.
VVC squared. VVZZ C squared. ZZ Top used to come, but they stopped a long time ago.
I'm doing the ZZ Top fingers. Like, there goes my car. Who took it? Who took it? I threw you the keys. You're supposed to throw it back.
Is this a big con? Is it like, is there a lot of, you got some good guests going on? What's up?
Usually. Not today.
Okay.
Apparently it's pretty sparse down there. Now Marvel is setting up. They're doing their big announcement. Marvel comes every year. DC Comics, Dark Horse Comics.
Okay, great.
Boom comes sometimes.
That sounds good. I mean,
Valiant always is there to say what's coming out.
But none of
Star Comics is the #1 presentation.
Oh, Star Comics is there, and they are.
Oh my God.
A brand new
every children's comic they're going to be putting out this year, which we're all just champing at the bit to read.
Everybody loves Star Comics. Oh, I only collect Star Comics.
It seems like it seems like they have a good lineup. That's a pretty good lineup. I'd check out.
It sounds like they're doing pretty good. They're doing pretty good.
Sounds kind of like they're doing good. I mean, we might want to check with Art because traffic might be crazy. Actually,
traffic could be crazy. We're going to find out in just a second. So if you're not in town for Val Verde Comic-Con, because you've got a comic book, it's a very real comic book that does exist in the real world. That we're a part of, and it's called Junior. Can you tell us a little bit about that, James?
Yeah, it's called Junior. It's I like to think of it as a horror comedy, spooky hijinks is the genre that I have given it. Beetlejuice, the Ghostbusters.
You say
Mummy,
Beetlejuice two more times, he will appear.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to tempt the ghost with the most.
He'll knock our
That's the problem. If you say the ghost with the most 4 more times, then he'll come in and he'll serve you with papers. So watch out with that.
He'll scream, nice fucking tree.
I didn't know that.
So
he's getting more litigious in his older age, Beetlejuice. Get ready for that sequel, Beetlejuice. He's just suing people left and right.
Suing people left
Spoiler!
And right. Spoilers. That's what the new movie's about. It's about a lawsuit.
It's about, okay. I didn't know that. I am less interested in it now.
Well,
frankly,
the teaser trailer doesn't tell you much about that, but, when we saw the bootleg that came in.
It has the one joke we hear is the juice is loose. And let me just tell you, I wasn't excited about it. I wasn't excited about it when the trailer came out, and I'm even less excited about it now. So,
and now that OJ died, they're kind of like,
rest in power, Beetlejuice.
The trailer. Maybe we should. So it's, my best friend in the world, Tim Burton, told when he was starting the new movie, he called me and he was like, Wisp, I'm not really feeling Beetlejuice 2. I'm not going to say it twice. And I said, why? He's like, you know what? I just watched The Firm. And I'm like, yeah, The Firm, a good movie. It's a Grisham. And he's like, where's my firm?
Wow.
Why haven't I done a firm? And he's like, and I say, Timmy. He lets me call him that. And
so nice.
And I say, why isn't Beetlejuice 2 your firm then? And he said,
wow.
Click, because he hung up on me. He hung up. He's like, goodbye. And apparently that's why it's a law drama. But yours is
So Wisp, you gave him the idea to make Beetlejuice a law drama.
Yes.
I can't. I mean, I gotta say, I've been looking forward to this sequel for a long time, and now the premise is I think fully ruined because of you, Wisp.
Oh,
wow.
please.
Whoa!
No,
breaking news. James doesn't like the firm. This is interesting.
James the Third.
Beep beep beep. Back up. Excuse me, baking powder. You don't like John Grisham's?
No, just get your Grisham out of my Beetlejuice. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, that's your kind of a peanut butter in the chocolate situation. But in that case, you want the peanut butter in the chocolate. So are you saying you're sure you don't want the firm in your Beetlejuice? Because I'm using commercial logic here.
I'm saying I don't. And I'm not excited about it right now. Like in just hearing about it. Right, I didn't know. I didn't know going. Right until this moment. So I can keep an open mind about
James, trust me. It was like a punch to the nuts when Wisp first told me that he suggested this to Timmy. Can I call him Timmy? Am I able to call him Timmy? I should probably call him Tim.
You should shut
Mr. Tim Burton. And I said, why would you mess up my Beetlejuice? And my voice went very high.
Really high.
And then I thought about it, and I was like, I really enjoy the firm. Yeah. I've always missed taut, legal, nail-biting thrillers.
Yes.
While the juice is loose, which is the saying now that we're all saying, of course.
The juice is loose.
It just is an unnecessary reference to make, but also now I'm feel like I can't remember the firm. Is that Richard Gere? Is that Tom Cruise?
That's Tom Cruise. And at one point when he's making photocopies with Holly Hunter in an office, he goes, "Get ready, firm. Because the juice is loose." So that's where it actually came from. That's the interesting part.
I will
just wait till you see all the Naked Gun references that are going to be in this new Beetlejuice.
There is one part where they're in the stadium. They're in Beetlejuice Stadium, and he's tied to a chair, just going down the stairs. And he, in Beetlejuice's body, just launches, and everyone's like, "Looks like the juice is loose."
It's insane. It is an insane part.
We're getting a lot of mileage out of that quote.
Oh my God.
And then Lydia says, "Nice beaver." And Beetlejuice says, "Thanks, I just had it stuffed." They're not even doing the juices part. It's wild.
Literally.
Because all of it's in the firm, of course.
This movie is basically every movie that Tim Burton watched while he was sick for 1 week. He watched The Firm. He watched all the Naked Guns.
Mm-hmm.
And he just
he watched a preview of Liam Neeson's Naked Guns just to see what's going to happen.
Oh, wow. He got to see that in advance.
Oh, he got a bootleg of that,
too.
Got
a bootleg of that, and it's all
now, so when you say
juice.
your comic junior is a lot like Tim Burton, is that what it is like? Is all this happening in your comic?
I mean, Jeff.
I'm I'm more realizing that it's maybe missing a lot of things that are, I guess, inherent to Tim Burton and what people know to be Tim Burton. There isn't much. There is a looming. There is actually a looming legal proceeding in
interesting.
Someone got Grisham. Okay. Someone got Grisham.
Someone got Grisham. All right.
It's only been very lightly teased. Like I don't even know if people realize that yet. But there is like a lot of there's a lot of where it's set in the netherworld, so there's some it's heavily Beetlejuice inspired in that way, and then and I and in the art and in figuring out the art for the first issue, we were trying to figure out like what can be our take on because how can you do Tim Burton? You can't
just
replicate that.
Right.
You can't just do Timbo.
Just do it. It's got to be your Burton.
Right.
You got to make the juice yours. Basically.
Sure.
You make your own juice loose, and that's what you got to do.
Loose your own juice, if you know what I mean.
Loose your own juice. That's Tim Burton's motto.
Part of this.
No. Well, you're a part of it, and you're here with us for the whole hour. So, James III, we are going to come back to you in just a second. But first, we got to go to Art Spartan Traffic.
108.9 The Hawk Traffic with Art Spart.
Wow! I need a hero. I need a hero that sticks with me until the end of Val Verde Comic-Con and Fan Festivo. That's right, everyone. It is our annual appreciation of all things comic books in Val Verde, the Val Verde Comic-Con and Fan Festivo. Let me tell you, traffic is fine. Yep. You want to drive down Hog Street? You can go right for it. Lane Staley Lane, drive on through. Jim Morrison Memorial Alley? Yep, it's free and clear because no one is at the Comic-Con. It is a record unattendance, and the only traffic you might experience is if you start rubbernecking as you stare at people running the Comic-Con, shaking their heads and screaming to the skies, why? Even though the love of comic books could not be at more of a high, somehow Val Verde fucked this one up again. And there are a lot of theories why nobody is here. Could it be that the only comic artist they could book was the guy who drew those Captain America comics that you get at your dentist with old Cap telling you to get at those old back molars? Perhaps. Could it be that they did book Stan Bush, the man, the myth, the legend, the rock god who sings The Touch and Dare from the original Transformers movie soundtrack, but he has decided he only wants to play his new material from his new record, A Bush in the Hands is Worth Two in the Bush? Maybe. Or that the reunited cast of the not-so-hit TV show Manimal never actually materialized except for the dead taxidermed panther? Well, these are all good theories. Or is it just simply that everyone is over in Charlottesburg at the Funko Pop-O-Rama Festival, where you can get any Funko Pop you can imagine, including an Art Spart Funko Pop where I have the keys to a helicopter in one hand and a wooden stake to take out a vampire in the other, with those big, beautiful eyes of mine. Well, I know where I'm going, and it's there. Not here. So good luck next year, Val Verde Comic-Con and Fan Festivo. Maybe try getting Todd McFarlane next year. Although I saw he's already booked at next year's Funko Pop Festival. So you are screwed. And that's been traffic. AKA there isn't any at all. From the Bert's Funeral Flowers traffic desk on 108.9 The Hawk, I'm Art Spart.
With Bert's Funeral Flowers, with Bert's Funeral Flowers.
Well, we know where he's headed. I guess.
Over to Charlottesburg, all right.
Headed on over to Charlottesburg and the Funko Pop Festival. Hey, we're going to talk more about Beetlejuice Deuce with James III coming up. But first, it is AC/DC. Really, Scotty? Some actual, honest-to-God classic rock. This could not be going any better on the Hawk.
If you want to see some of Val Verde's hardest men dance for you, you go to Chestnuts, right there on Hawk Street, they will dance for you. And you don't have to ask them, you just pay your entry fee. With dancers like Bendin Tarantino, the Muscle Kid, Sex Hawk, and Mordrin, the Violent God. Visit Chestnuts today, right there on Hawk Street. Maybe you'll see dancers like Macho Ted, Roadhouse, and Colonel Grunts. See the magic of Chestnuts. Remember, you can roast any nut you want in our roaster out back.
Check out Chestnuts' new dance review, The Jungle Book 3, only at Chestnuts, Hog Street, Val Verde.
Classic rock never divorced me.
108.9 The Hawk.
Do you need an all-body spray that's long-lasting, that's tough enough to put up with the strongest smells and keep you feeling refreshed all day long? Then try Crotchies Body Spray. We're not saying it's for your crotch, but your underarms aren't the only place where stink generates, and Crotchies knows that, so you can use our spray over your whole body. But once again, this is for your whole body, not just your smelly crotch. I know it can help with swamp ass in theory, but again, I didn't design it specifically for that. I don't want to be the guy that's known for making a spray for your penis vagina area. It just happens to work really well there. And I know what you're saying, the name is Crotchies. It's gotta be for your crotch. My name is John C. Rocci. That's where the name comes from. So if you want to be the master of your stink, try Crotchies All Body Spray. It's the one people are spraying on their crotches in TikTok videos.
Yeah. Bob Dylan sounding a little different on that version right there of his song, Knocking on Heaven's Door. That is clearly Bobby Zimmerman right here singing in the background. I'm 100% correct. 710 on 108.9 The Hawk.
Scotty,
I'm right.
Scotty, don't
I'm right. What?
Don't say nothing. You are right, Wisp. Move on.
Okay, thank you. Don't tell me anything. Hey, one thing I do want to point out is I went to Dr. Jimmy the other day, and he put me in exam room number 3. And he touched, he prodded, he pulled, he slapped, he pushed, he buried, and
that's the one that looks like a Saw movie, right?
Oh, 100%. Like the room, you go in there and it's that little bike that just keeps going back and forth. And Dr. Jimmy's
back and
like,
forth, and you think that's Carrie Elways, but you're like, that voice sounds strange. Do you have an accent? Do you not?
It's Mandy Patinkin.
It's Mandy Patinkin the whole time doing Princess Bride.
Everyone in the Saw movies have been on Princess Bride. That's a well-known fact.
Most people don't realize that.
First. But Dr. Jimmy was like, how much cognac do you drink, Wisp Turlington? And I say, are you offering, Dr. Jimmy? But he said
loaded question.
Loaded, as was I. And he said, it's killing you. It's killing you.
I don't see that diagnosis. What is that?
Killing you. So he said,
he did it 3 times like a Beetlejuice.
I need you to start drinking just wine. So now, like, this is Kathy Lee and Hoda. I'm only going to be drinking wine, and I've got my jug here. It's filled with white wine.
Oh my God!
And when this is empty, I now have a button to tell Scotty that I need more wine. And I say,
did you borrow that from Big Truck? That looks like one of those giant trucker cups that they bring.
it's a Nalgene bottle filled with Oyster Bay Sauvignon Blanc.
Oh, that's a good brand.
I just kick it back.
That's 2024 vintage, right?
And it better be. It better be last week. I only drink something that just popped out of a jug 7 days ago. And Dr. Jimmy says, I'm going to live forever if I just keep drinking this. But when I run out, guess what happens? I press a button and I say, more wine! I say, more wine. Of course, that's live from the Lakinis Juice song. And Scotty, I am about halfway full here. So if you could... Thank you.
And if that's not spicing this show up to number 1, I don't know what's going to do it for these kids today.
We got to pull out. Oh, they did make a new bed. Do you want to hear this? We did make us a new bed. James Third, this is for you. This is it's a special occasion. They were happy that you're here. They thought maybe you would help us get up to number 1. Here is our new bed. Listen to this. The Geoff and Whisp Show.
The Geoff and Whisp Show.
Okay. Maybe not the type of bed that, but they say that these types of beds.
And you said that one was specifically for James?
That was for me?
I don't know. Scotty?
That's just, sometimes he just reads the copy and he doesn't know what's
Scotty's shaking
going on.
his head yes, and he usually shakes his head no.
Yeah, so maybe the woman was...
Do the characters.
Is there a woman in your issue?
There's a woman, or perhaps multiple women.
Multiple women in a comic. Now that is a new thing.
Well,
I never thought about it. All the comics I read never have women in them.
Never?
Never.
No,
I've never seen a woman.
Never seen one in a single. You look at any X-Men comic book, and it's either Wolverine.
Sure.
Cyclops.
Sure, yeah.
Professor Charles Xavier.
Mm-hmm.
Not any other Professor Xavier. This is Charles we're talking about.
Nope. Banshee.
But none of the
Speedball from the New
Warriors
shows up.
So it's weird.
But no,
there's
no no Jubilee, no no Jean Grey, no
who?
These are
Grey.
Well, Jean
women.
Grey,
My God.
she really old. She sounds old.
Sounds like an old.
No,
is it like one of the characters from Grey Gardens where they're like happy to be in this little house again?
No, just like it's just she's one of the most powerful mutants in. I mean, I don't,
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to take it back, James. I have seen the movie Madam Web. And that is full of many wonderful women characters.
My favorite procedural.
Your
Madam
favorite?
Web.
Okay.
And when the bad guy from Darkman in L.A. Law shows up in Madam Web, it's fantastic.
He's like, poof.
What I haven't seen it. I'll have to take your word for it. I haven't seen it, so I'll have to take your word for it.
That's what you haven't seen it? Okay. Scotty.
The guy from L.A. Law is in it.
Okay, well,
you tell us to ask him about Madam Web. He hasn't seen the movie.
I just haven't seen. I just haven't seen.
You say he's a
It's
comic.
okay. It's fine to bring it up. I've been seeing all the commentary and.
In this moment, James the third, I would normally call my best friend in the entire world, Stan the Manly.
No way. Your best friend in the entire world?
Best friend in the entire world. I remember hanging out Marvel Entertainment right there on Park Avenue in the 70s. It was me, Stan the Man, and every day we would just go right into Jack Kirby's office and we would pants him or we would give him a wet willy. Or a purple nurple, which he then used in one of his DC books. He's like, this one's called the Purple Nurple, and it looked exactly like me. And we used to beat the shit out of Jack Kirby, and it was great.
I don't know. I don't think that's how things should be handled. I don't think that's appropriate workplace behavior. I don't think that Jack Kirby deserves this. But hey,
I'm saying the world doesn't deserve the Purple Nurple, one of the greatest comic characters ever. That's interesting. Interesting thing you're saying there.
I don't mean that. I'm just saying that it just seems like your behavior is untoward.
He would yell Excelsior as he punched Jack Kirby. Does that make it any better?
That was in real life. That was in real life.
Worse.
It was the best.
It's certainly worse hearing that detail.
I would pick Jack Kirby's limp body off the floor, and I would hold him up, and I would go, "Nuff said," and I drop him.
It's putting into perspective the style of drawing that Jack would do. The kind of very sturdy. Characters that just, it seemed like he was trying to beat you up back through the art.
Yeah. So you're saying that because I bullied Jack Kirby with Stan Lee, that his beautiful art that everybody loves for some fucking dumb reason it's because of me?
You can't turn this around as if it's some kind of compliment to you, because it's not. Because Wisp, it's not. I'm not complimenting Wisp. I'm not condoning.
I mean, I will say those crazy Jack Kirby, like psychedelic space scenes, they mostly came from when Wisp was just beating the crap out of him. So
I was like, "Do you see stars now, Kirby?" Right. God. I love comic books, and I know I'm gonna love Junior. Now you did one issue of Junior. It's already out. Everybody can get it. They can get it. Right. They can order it. Now you're trying to do more Juniors.
That's right. I'm trying to do 4 more for the first arc of the story. And it's on Kickstarter now. It goes through June 9th of 2024. I guess I should say the year. Not June 9th of 2025 and not June 9th of 2023. Because that was in the past. Yeah, sure.
Go back.
There's but yeah, there's more, and there's gonna be a new artist on each issue, and there's a lot of fun happening for sure.
I'd love to meet these artists. Can we arrange that, like some time for me to go into where they work and just rough them up a little bit?
You know what? I'm gonna jump in here. Maybe don't let that happen, James.
I don't.
I mean, if you see the art that Kirby did, maybe you need me, James.
Well, when you first said meet them, I thought, oh, well, that's nice, sort of like in this way that we're exactly.
And then he kissed his fists.
Yeah, and it was very uncomfortable for me. I won't.
You won't. Okay, good radio, Scotty. He said no.
I do appreciate the historical connection that you have the historical anecdotes that you have about Marvel. I don't necessarily appreciate the exact connection.
Chris Claremont, good best friend in the world, Chris Claremont. He was like,
what'd you do?
Thinking about bringing some new X-Men out. What do you think? And I'm like, that sounds stupid. And he's like, what, really? And I'm like, yeah, it sounds really dumb. Which ones are you going to do? And he's like, well, there's this guy called Wolverine. We're going to put him in there. I'm like, oh, you mean they stole my haircut? The Wolverine haircut, which is my haircut. They stole it, and you're going to put that in the new X-Men? He's like, yes. And then I'm about literally 26 cognacs in. And I said, I'm gonna giant-sized kick your ass right now.
Oh, no.
And they did. And then the next thing, they released giant-sized X-Men, and I think that's because of me.
That's wild, Wisp. That you you have been sort of shadow puppeting so much of popular culture. Like you just
all of it, really. Yeah. All of it. I know. I've
Wisp
been there
is like
for
that old X-Men villain Arcade when he's holding up the puppet strings.
Oh God, Arcade.
You know the reference all the kids know, the 1978 to 81
everyone's
villain
like,
Arcade.
John Byrne right now? Shouldn't they be down at the Val Verde Comic-Con and Art Festivo? No, because there's nobody there. There's nobody there at all whatsoever. So people can go to
the guy
website.
who wrote that comic that you get at Valvoline Oil Changes there, though.
Really?
That tells you when you're supposed to get your transmission looked at.
I love that.
Right.
It's a great story arc. It's a wonderful story arc where the family's driving down the road and the dad's like, "What's that sound?" It's like cluck, 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 cluck. And the kid's like, "I think your engine's failing. You didn't get your shit done in time at Valvoline Oil Times."
The kid swears at his dad, too.
Oh my God, there are so many swears in panels 3, 4, 5 and 6. It's
the only thing that stops
and the word is visible. It's not.
It's
not
I mean,
like
it's bold.
Okay.
There's no S-T.
It is a father crying while the kid just rips into the dad from the back seat with some of the
only thing that stops the kid is Transmission, who is this superhero that Valvoline came up with.
Yep.
Hardly makes sense.
No.
Could have just been Transmission Man, but no, they tried to make it a strange portmanteau. But,
Man, what can you do? What can you do?
That's
there's
what's
a lot
going
of
on
comics like
Comic-Con.
that. The beauty of comics, I think, is that you're able to sort of tell all kinds of different stories, and even if it is like you might think it's very mundane to go and change your oil or what have you, but seeing it
when you see a little kid swearing like a sailor on leave at his dad while Transmission Man is starting to slap that kid around, because he does slap the kid around. This is 1950s, of course. And
and then the people from Valvoline are pulling him off the kid, and the kid pulls a gun, and then he goes, pop, pop, and he kills the father, but then they give him the oil change for free.
I take it
pre-code.
back. I don't like
this
this.
is pre-code.
I don't like this
what can I say?
This is pre-comics code. You could do anything in those days.
EC Comics helped out with this one, and this was
pre-code. Printed.
Okay.
Since you are here, comic book creator James the Third, we're going to play a little game with you. It's called Goofs, Spoofs, and Troofs. And this version of Goofs, Spoofs, and Troofs, it's really more of a spoof or troof. It should just be, Scotty, you should have fixed this. It's a spoof and truth. We're going to name...
All right, so James, just a little hint. No goofs here.
No goofs.
Okay, no goofs. And I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure what a goof would be specifically, but...
I'm telling.
It usually involves Wisp kissing his fist.
Don't you love...
luckily no goofs in this one.
I'm like, hey, Kirby. He's like, what? I'm drawing the Hulk. And I'm just like, goof! And I just hit him back of the head.
Excelsior, goof!
Enough said. And so spoofs is we're going to name a bunch of comic book characters.
Oh,
and
great.
You say spoof if it's a made-up one, and you say truth if it is a real honest-to-God one.
Okay, and, we'll see. We'll see if I. We'll see which of these I know.
Scotty, you rearranged my soundboard here. Why did you do that? Where are my sounds?
He calls it Goofs, Spoofs, and Truths. He's messing with the soundboard.
God.
Are you screwing with us today, Scotty?
Is this it? That is a horn sound. Okay.
Was that a goof? That's a goof, right? We just did it.
Is that the goof?
Come here, Kirby.
Okay. There we go. Come here, Kirby. Hey, Scotty, can we get that on the soundboard for next time?
Please,
Come here, Kirby.
Please. Also, Scotty, while you're at it, anytime you want to fill me up over here, that would be.
You cannot keep drinking this wine this way. I don't know
why
that doctor told you that.
You can't even tell. You can't even tell that I'm hammered. I'm gonna start. Is it a spoof or truth? Captain Haddock.
Okay, Captain Haddock. That's just the guy's name is Captain Haddock. No,
his name. You want the? Oh, James wants the full name. How about Captain?
Do you need an entry from Who's Who in the DC universe, or the official handbook of the Marvel universe, or the Encyclopedia of the Valiant universe?
Marvel Universe guidebook. Does he need that in here?
Well, I'll say I'll answer this way. If Captain Haddock is real, I do not know who Captain Haddock is. That's my answer.
Okay, well, it's a truth. It's a truth.
Truth.
Ding, 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 it is a truth. From Tintin.
Who is he? Tell me who he is.
Tintin. He was the old ass captain.
Captain Haddock from Tintin. Well, I do know
Captain Haddock.
Oh, you just didn't. He didn't pronounce it right.
What he looks
didn't pronounce it right.
I'm like, say
it.
it.
You gotta say it with the accent. You gotta say it with the accent.
Captain Haddock.
You do have to say it with the accent.
If you don't say it with the accent, then I don't know who he is.
People say Tintin to me. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Put the delay on. And when people say Tintin,
make sure the delay's on. When someone says Tintin to me, I just say
delay's on for Goofs and Truths.
Okay,
no.
James the Third.
He went through an entire other one in that one question.
Did.
This is
I
not
sucked
good.
it down while you guys were jarring on about Captain Haddock.
You're going to die.
Okay. Well, no, not according to Dr. Jimmy. Okay.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Keep going.
No. You can ask questions about Dr. Jimmy.
Well, I was just
He's
gonna
sponsoring
say,
this hour.
Captain Haddock. I have like, I'll even say an intimate relationship with Captain Haddock. Okay, I every day after school I would watch that cartoon. So this, to give you an idea of how this is gonna go.
Wow.
I didn't guess truth for Captain Haddock, and I know him.
You know what, Scotty? Maybe we don't do this segment again because
he really meant a lot to you, James Third. He really meant a lot. Okay, your turn, Jeff.
All right. Goof or truth? Matter Eater Lad.
Matter Eater Lad. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say spoof.
That is a truth. That is a big truth.
Where's Matter Eater Lad?
Matter Eater Lad is part of the Legion of Superheroes. Yeah, at one point he was a part of the Legion of Substitute Heroes.
My God.
And yes, he has an official Legionnaire ring that allows him to fly if he does not have the power of flight. You know, it seems like are you a comic creator? This
I don't
doesn't
know
make
what
any sense.
any of that is. I don't know what any of that. Everything you just said to me.
Even I knew what that was. Keg stand.
Jesus.
Even the drunk knows it.
Kegman. Kegman.
Which one?
Oh, that's actually going to be a question soon.
Kegman. Yeah, don't say Kegman. Scotty, mark Kegman off the list here for.
We can't do Kegman, the official Coors mascot. Kegman.
My turn. Spider Jerusalem.
Spider Jerusalem. I will also say that's a truth. Spider Jerusalem.
He got it. Clown horn sound. That's of course from Transmetropolitan.
Of course, we
great comic.
Right?
Everyone loves. I mean, Spider Jerusalem. I mean, there's just so much to learn. So much.
I'm gonna have to give you one more. We got one more in this.
Okay.
Baby, Goof or truth? Mary Jane Water Buffalo.
Ooh. Because I mean, this feels like, to me, it feels like there's gotta be like some sort of obscure Mary Jane Water Buffalo variant out there. And
you're talking Spider-Verse, right? You're talking Spider-Verse.
Yeah, that's what I believe. Or in whatever, you know, we may not even be talking Spider-Verse proper, you know. I think Mary Jane Water Buffalo's out there. Yeah,
and you know what? You're right on this one, because as we all know, we said the Star Comics panel is going to be humongous for the spectacular Spider-Ham starring Peter Porker. Everyone's favorite Star comic, Mary Jane Water Buffalo, was his love interest. It was a wonderful thing.
Oh my God, James!
I'd bone her. Cake stand. Ew.
I don't like it.
Ew.
That's disgusting.
Keg stand.
And it's still, I mean, this seat that I'm sitting in, keg stand, is very, like, every time I move my arm, there's like a, you know that sound?
I tried popping another keg stand. He still hasn't learned.
I don't like it.
Keg.
Oh my God! More comic talk with James the Third coming up, but right now it is the latest single from Fister. It's Car Shopping on 108.9 The Hawk.
Hello, this is Geoff the Anger Man Garlock with an official 108.9 The Hawk PSA. People of Val Verde, iPhones are a wonderful thing. And one of the best features in there is the Notes app. Any thought that you have that you want to jot down, you just put it in that phone. But you also got to make sure you're right enough to know what the hell you were talking about. For example, I'm looking at a note that just simply says the idea of stop. What the hell does that mean? Is it a song I was trying to remember, or a book I wanted to read, or just something I wanted to yell at somebody? And then it's followed up with, oh my Bob. Now it's kind of funny, but I don't know what the hell it could be. So do yourself a favor and write enough notes so you know what your notes are. And that's been Geoff the Angry Man Garlock with a 108.9 The Hawk PSA. We've got your ass covered.
I've got a fever, and the only cure is medicine that is made to fight fevers. Val Verde rocks with 108.9 The Hawk.
Hey, I'm Rick Sleet, and listen up. I want to buy your goddamn house. Every time I drive down the street and I see your house, I'm like, oh God, I want to buy it. And I won't even have a conversation with you about it. I'll just give you cash. That's the Rick Sleet promise. No conversation, just cold, hard cash. But you got to do something for me, and that's sell me your goddamn house. I don't care if you have childhood memories there. I don't give a shit that your grandpa built it by hand. I just want it for myself. I'll live there by myself. Just sell me your house. Seriously, what's your goddamn holdup? Sell me your goddamn house. Okay, I understand Rick Sleet can sometimes get a little out of hand, and that's sometimes a little off-putting, and that keeps people from selling their houses to me for cash, and I get it. If I were on the other side of this transaction, I'd be flipping freaking out right now. But I'm not on the other side of this transaction. I'm on my side, the Rick Sleet side. So sell me your goddamn house. Rick Sleet's Cash for Houses. To find out more, visit Rick Sleet out in front of your house right now.
108.9 The Hawk.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
That's the latest from Val Verde.
Not giving us the radio edit there.
No, they did not give us the radio. I think that clearly said that we bought a Dodge Ram truck because Fister don't give a fuck. Yeah. Wow, Scotty. Of course, that's Fister, Val Verde's favorite rock band. They only tour in Val Verde. They've never left the city, but they keep giving us new rock, and they got a new album coming out. Jeff, I don't know if you've seen the cover for that. It's called Load Bearing Balls. Load Bearing Balls.
Oh, that's a good
an
one.
album title that Keg Stand could have made, and everyone would have been like, that's disgusting, but he would have been paid a lot to make that.
Oh,
so.
I get it.
Get it?
I get it.
We were just blue skying Keg Stands.
Okay.
Oh, he knows about blue skying. Oh, interesting.
Oh, my God.
He's an interesting guy.
Hey, coming up.
It is interesting, too, that we played that Fister song 4 times.
4 times in a row.
In a row, and never picked up that it wasn't the radio edit until the last one.
Never did. New Rock First right here on 108.9 The Hawk, your rock station, and the #2 morning show in the Greater Valley area. Of course, the Geoff and Whisp Show, here with our guest, James III, talking about his comic book, Junior, and you can help that out and get more issues of Junior made at a Kickstarter. Now, Kickstarter has a bunch of different levels, right? There's like the you give money and then you get something. What if if I gave $1,000?
Oh,
can I meet one of the artists?
You can meet me if you gave $1,000.
You're not drawing it, are you? Are you drawing?
Oh, you mean one of the like physical artists? You can meet me. You can't meet one of the
Kirby
artists.
Jr.
And honestly,
you're here.
I don't like you meeting one of the. I don't like the idea of you in the same room as one of the artists.
I wouldn't do anything because my beaten up days are done, man. I'm too wind up.
I don't know. You're too wind up today. I don't know what your tomorrow's gonna be. You've kissed your fist 40 times.
I got a feeling he's going to be too wound up for a while. Yeah.
Oh, Scott. God. Okay, so maybe we won't do that level. We'll just blue sky.
Don't do that level.
Keg Stand said. As Keg Stand said. Okay, so.
Oh, are you all right?
Oh my God! It just sometimes the Oyster Bay just goes to your head.
Sure.
But you know what?
He has a little mini heart attack there.
You know what? Come on, Scott.
No, not the answer. Jesus.
No, you're sweating the wine at this point. It's coming out of your pores.
This is why we're #2. This is why we're number 2, James. You're witnessing it on a day that we officially became number 2. This is why. People
in vino de veritas, in wine there is truth. And we are seeing a lot of truth because this guy's had more wine.
They come here for our larfs. They come here for our barfs. They come here to get a show. And we're giving them a show. And how can people help as part of your show, Junior?
Sure.
How can they? So where is there a link? Do you want to give?
Well, there's a link. You know, you can if you follow me. I'm at Rule of 3 Inc. on Twitter.
No, you're at here.
Instagram.
You're in the studio.
Well, I'm at. Well, so this sort of how it works. The at symbol is for your
Scotty
social media handle. And so I'm at Rule of 3 Inc.
I don't know.
And 3 is the number 3. That's how you spell it. So Rule of 3 Inc.
Oh,
and my link to the Kickstarter there, and have more information and posts and things there to give you all the details that you need. So if you're interested in donating, you can also share it to your friends and family. If you can't donate right now, that's also very helpful.
You're going out on all of the airwaves here in the Greater Valley area. So everybody in Val Verde, they probably love comic books. We can't really say that based on the attendance at the Val Verde Comic Con.
Yeah, I'm really questioning why this radio show I chose to I don't know. I maybe have to talk to my team. My team didn't set this up. My team didn't set this up.
Hit the Hits 103 crew, morning crew. Hey, it's Taylor Swift and blah 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 blah.
I do like.
They're not gonna hit you with the hard hitting questions about Matter Eater, lad. I'll tell you that.
That's true. That's true. I'm still. My brain is still spinning thinking about Matter Eater, lad, and all of his connections.
He can eat anything. That's his superpower. He can
eat anything. Matter Eater, lad.
And so you got to understand that his planet had a bacteria that killed all of the organic material, so they evolved into having this superpower. This is, of course, you should. We'll get you copies of the Who's Who in the DC universe. You'll understand.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
I'm fine. I
Scotty, send him over.
All I need.
Scotty, make sure he gets 3 copies of
I don't need 3. That's
universe.
Entirely too many. Thank you, though.
Oh, my God. Well, it's called Junior. It's in stores now.
Oh boy,
it's not in store.
It's not in store. You got it. He is really hitting the more wine there again.
Too much wine. Is he okay?
Let's hear that woman again.
You're listening to 108.9 The Hawk.
Okay.
Very lovely voice.
Beautiful voice.
That's a good voice. That's a good voice.
Yeah,
I like that. I
like
that a lot. I do like that a lot. And I like you a lot, James. Please come back by the Geoff and Whisp Show. If you can drag Jack Kirby's corpse in here with you next time, I would enjoy
much appreciated.
Don't want to do that. Will not do that.
No. Just do it. Just bring it on.
I have to find where he's buried, and then I have to do. That's entirely too much to have to do.
Oh, Wisp knows where he's buried.
Good luck finding where he's buried. I'll just say that.
It's a real Jimmy Hoffa situation.
Well, if you've seen the episode of The Sopranos called The Pine Barrens, just know it's there.
Okay. And the Pine
That episode was based off of Wisp's life. Yeah. Let's leave it at that.
Why would I
leave it at that?
Okay.
No. What? No, you have a question, James. Hit me.
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. All right.
Thank you guys for having me on this show.
Thank you for having us on your show here. And you know what? It's 8:00 hour. Peter Cetera's coming in, and he is showing us how to do quiche. That's the best thing to do on the radio. Is just you make a quiche.
To show you how to cook something.
Everybody.
But I got to say, and then we've got our good friend Skeet Ulrich coming in.
Man who will make quiche on the radio. Keep going.
Skeet Ulrich's going to be eating quiche. That's his skill. That's his skill today.
Quiche.
He's just
eating quiche. Eating quiche.
Again, great radio, Skeet.
Great radio, both of you fucks. Thanks for coming in. And we'll have those in the next minute. What's, we're doing it? Okay, you wanted it, you got it. It's the latest from Fister. It's called Car Shopping. And it's on 108.9 The Hawk.